Welcome back, everybody, to the second match of the evening here on the A stream. We remain in Group A to check out Winners Bracket 2.2. It's the Pepegas taking on Domino Esport, and there is a lot at stake in this best of five series. One of these two teams will advance to the seeding round and therefore Championship Sunday in the Champions Division. The Pepegas finished second in Division 1 Champions Conference 2, just behind the Yeppers on game win difference. Domino Esport actually finished all the way down in sixth in the Champions Conference 3, but a couple of reserves teams and dropouts ahead of them has allowed them the opportunity to step into the playoffs, and they consequently beat Opus Esports, a team also from Champions Conference 3. They took them down in 4 games, just as they did in league play, so becoming the thorn in the side of Opus Esports and securing their place in the second round of the winners bracket. But a newcaster joins me in the commentary booth. It is Ginge. How you doing?
I'm not doing too bad myself. We obviously did see you in Mac last game. That was a very interesting duo, but I will say I enjoyed that very, very much. So, as you were saying, we got Pepegas versus Domino Esports. Domino Esports obviously winning their last game to make it here. So, seeing how you casted last game, how do you think Pepegas are going to enter this game?
Well, it's a different area of the bracket. We're not going to get to see Dutchies Esports take on 2 Simps, 1 Furry. So it'll be 2 teams that haven't appeared on camera yet this evening. Domino Esport took down Opus Esports off stream, as it was Sanity versus Donkey Punch over on the B stream. So it's really the first that we're going to see of these 2 teams in terms of how they're shaping up in the playoffs. And there is quite a lot at stake, really, to get through to Championship Sunday here. Yes, the winner is going to go through, but the loser is back to square one down in the lower bracket. They will face Playing Aliens Nebula. Still a decent opportunity to advance to the next round, because Playing Aliens Nebula, a little unfortunate perhaps to go down in 3 games, but they were still second best in that series. So the Pepegas and Domino Esport will still want to take the win now, move on to the seeding round. It's an opportunity to just tune yourself up a little bit before you get going in Championship Sunday. It's definitely the better way to advance to the second day, as opposed to going through the couple of matches, the gauntlet round later on this evening.
Oh yeah, the gauntlet matches will be a very interesting one, as you were saying. So, as we were saying, Pepega versus Domino Esports. Domino Esports obviously beating Opus. That was an interesting match, if I do say so myself, after watching the result. But today, Pepegas versus Domino Esports is going to be a very interesting match, but as I will be getting into it, we'll get into round 1 of this series.
So the first game of the winners bracket, second round here between Pepegas, second in Champions Conference 2, taking on Domino Esports, sixth in Champions Conference 3. So there is a clear favourite coming into this series, but the same could perhaps be said for Domino's first round matchup, and they came through that. Maybe they are in the midst of just one of those playoff runs. We will find out in due course over the next 35 minutes or so. There is no goal in the first 15 seconds or so, as AM recovers possession in the back right corner for Domino.
Yeah, AM now on the offense. Now Benjamin going to shut him down, but pass it down to mid. AM's not going to be able to read that, but his teammate comes in, tries getting it to Victor. Switch now with an air dribble. Can he get it over? Tries getting the air dribble bump, but falls short. Victor now passing it to Benjamin. AM's going to try take possession of this, but Benjamin's just going to miss here. AM on 0 boost, switch now into mid, now to Wavy. Can we see Wavy make a play? Chris is gone out the window, now we see Benjamin on offense, but gets up, now we see Victor with a shot, gets saved by switch. Now Chris on the offense, tries passing it, but Wavy's going to intercept that. Not a very dominant game in the first minute, would you say?
Yeah, but there is the first goal. It's going to be Switch for the Pepegas. Big miss there defensively from Domino Esport, because Switch's shot, it comes in from the halfway line, not too much speed behind it. Does take a bit of a bounce off the ceiling, but I think you'd still back Victorson to make the save in that situation. So a bit of a strange way for the scoring to be opened in this series, but a good start nonetheless for the Pepegas. Kickoff is won by Domino Esport, but the Pepegas get it right back again. It's a good pass in field from Chris, looking for Benjamin, and this time Victorson does get across to make the stop.
Yeah, now we see Chris with a shot. Wow, that was an interesting shot at least. What a pass from Switch. Victor not being able to find that clear. Now Switch putting it into mid, and Chris just dominates that top bins.
Well, usually coming into this area of the playoffs, what we learned from Division 1 is when you're playing your first series of the evening against a team that has already come through the first round of the winners bracket, there can be concerns about your match fitness and if the opposing team are going to carry some momentum through from the first round that they played. But the Pepegas looking very good in the first 90 seconds of this one. They're out to a 2-0 lead, and they look the more likely side to score the next goal as well. Domino have had just one shot on target coming the other way. There is always somebody back at the moment for the Pepegas to mop up defensively. You couldn't really have asked for a much better start for them.
Now, not a better start as well, as we see Chris once again getting that goal. Wow, Chris is on fire and switch with the passes. Chris with an amazing read to get it straight over Victor to leave the open net of Domino Esports goal. And as you were highlighting, Domino only having that one shot, but now we see Pepegas with a combined of 6. Now we see Chris with a 100% shot record. What you would think that Domino Esports would come with vengeances, especially they did just come off of the win there. But Pepega must have just been absolutely dominating in the warm-up, as it really is showing.
Yeah, definitely. They conceded just 4 goals in the entire series against Opus Esports in the first round, so this marks a big departure from that in terms of their defensive ability. We're not even halfway through this game and they've already shipped 3 at their own end. Looking to try and force their way back into it now with some more pressure in the offensive third. Wavy looked for the shot and that one was wide. Nobody back on the line there to defend it. Pass lifted in for Victorson, and it can't be kept out by the defenders. Domino Esport have themselves a goal, and it was like the light switch just came on for them in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, the light switch definitely came on. It was a very awkward shot to save from Benjamin. They just couldn't get there in time, and that leaves a goal on the board for Domino Esports, and Victorson's going to put that one away for Domino Esports. Now we see Switch going on the offense. Chris with an M1 AM, now Wavy missing it. Switching to mid. Is anyone there to receive it? Chris with a shot, hits well board, but Benjamin just not finding that. Now we see a rule 1 being broken by Chris here. Now Switch on the offense. Victorson with the clear to AM, can now being intercepted by Benjamin. Chris now once again getting a shot off, saved by Wavy. Wow, this is a very, very quick game. How has it already been just over 3 minutes?
Well, Domino Esport scorers of the most recent goal. Been a little while since they conceded now, since the early shuffle for the Pepegas. And that ball was coming dangerously towards their own net, but Benjamin will get across to make the stop. I thought about making the challenge, decided to leave it off of Victorson instead, who has been heavily involved in proceedings early on in this series. The Pepegas have just missed a chance there to get a crossfield pass through. They'll continue to pile their way down the right wing, but now suddenly it's turned over to AM, who put the shot on target. Chris has picked up a demo that will free up the ball for Pepegas to get clear. 90 seconds to go. Been a little while since there was a clear-cut goal-scoring opportunity for either team, and that is favouring the Pepegas much more than it is Domino.
Definitely favouring, but as we say that, we could be seeing an opportunity for Domino. Wait for the bump, but no one's there to receive it. That's such a shame. Trying to get it, just falls short. Now we see Victorson on the offense, plays it off the woods. Benjamin going to receive it now. Could we see a redirect from Chris, but looks like he's trying to defend Domino Esports net there. Now switch to Wall. Can he get the redirect? He can. He's on 0 boost. Now Chris with a touch. 50 from switch into Chris. Not being able to make a shot. Open net. That should be a goal, but AM, like I said, was just not managing to get that in time. Now it's 4-1 in the series. Do you think Domino Esports can make a comeback?
No, that could be the dagger for them in this game one. They looked a little bit lively when they did get a goal on the board, but to score 3 in succession in the last minute of the game, I'm just not seeing it. But they'll want something back at the very least to carry some momentum into the second game of the series. I think they always knew that this one was going to be a level up in terms of difficulty as opposed to an Opus team who actually came from their Champions Conference and was a team that they had already beaten this season. So they would have had a lot of confidence going into that one, but the Pepegas are an entirely different kettle of fish, and you can really see that from their strong defense there in the last 20 seconds or so, soaking up a couple of shots on target against. Domino throwing their best at them in the opposing end, but they are being humbled here in the opener of this series.
Humbled is definitely the right word here. Domino Esports, I don't think they could have managed to claw back 3 goals in under 10 seconds. Switch nearly trying to put the nail in the coffin for Domino. Could see a breakaway shot from Victorson, but gets shut down by Benjamin. See, what a first game here for Pepegas, just solidifying their dominance against Domino Esports. Like, how do you think Domino Esports is going to come back after 4-1 in the first series after a momentum change?
Well, they're throwing a few shots on target here in the final seconds, so even though they didn't get a goal out of that, still good to see them applying some pressure in the offensive third, but nothing that they could do got past the Pepegas in the last couple of minutes. The shots on target will end up being 12-5 in favour of the Pepegas, and realistically, they had this game under control from the beginning. As soon as they went 3-0 up, the game was pretty much theirs. Domino Esports vaguely threatened at the other end, but simply two teams playing a similar looking style of Rocket League, but the Pepegas are simply doing it better. They have to not dwell on that for too long, Domino Esports. It's only a 1-0 series deficit, and you can sense that there is potential for them. They still had some possession in the offensive third. It wasn't like they were penned back in their own half for the entire game, like you tend to see when a team is dominant in a freeze game sometimes.
Yeah, you know, Pepegas were definitely a lot more dominant than Domino Esports here, especially the fact they managed to get 4 on the board with a combined number of 12 shots, with a little compared to Domino Esports with 3 shots on target and putting only 1 in. The record is going to be straight in this game, as we see this game getting underway very, very swiftly. Now, can we see Domino Esports bring this series back?
The Pepegas trying to make their involvement in the Saturday section of the playoffs as slim, short and sweet as possible, as they are now 2 games away with the 1-0 lead in this best of 5. Domino Esports will look to come back at them if they aim to avoid being shunted down to the lower bracket. We are underway in game 2 now, and it is early pressure again for the Pepegas, who have got to start from scratch. No sitting on a 3-goal lead as they did for approximately half of the previous game, but they are getting to work early on as Benjamin looks for this shot. It's coming down for Chris off the backboard. It will come back into the danger area, but Victorson is on a solo mission at the moment. They've taken 2 defenders out of the play. Now may have a loose ball to chase down. It's Wavy looking centrally for AM to shoot, and Switch blocks it down on the line and sends it away.
Sends it away. It was a beautiful save from Switch, getting a backflip. There's no flip here. Now we see Chris on the offense trying to boom it out of their half, as we see Domino Esports, a definite different way to enter this game. Is very dominant, but we saw a massive clear there from Switch, but gets saved by Victorson. Demo's Chris now. What can they do? AM back onto the backboard. Benjamin is up, gets a touchdown with none of his teammates there to receive it. Victorson on the offense. Switch tries playing it to the left. Wavy's not going to be able to receive that. Now Crisp is going to be on the offense. Managed to get a 50, but Victorson's going to say no and clear that ball. Switch going to try put it back into Domino Esports half. And now Wavy getting out over 2 defenders, but Chris is mopping up the lack of defense.
AM's touch is a bit of an errant one, and that will allow Switch to take over. Chris was looking for the pass back, but Switch barrels through anyway. Looks to carry it forwards, and that one is turned aside by Victorson, who will have another defensive job to do. Chipped out as far as Benjamin. Benjamin looks for a layoff to Switch and connects perfectly on it. Wavy, though, was in a good position to make the interception, situated at the halfway line. Scoreless first couple of minutes of this game. It's a better start for Domino, but as soon as they go 1-0 down, the pressure will be right back on them again. They're going to want the first goal of this one, and they still have not really had much of a chance to come forward. They are out shooting the Pepegas, but they've still only generated 3 shots on target in summary.
Yeah, only 3 shots, as you are saying. But Domino Esports, what a different stance they've came into this game. Absolute dominant, especially after last game. We weren't really seeing them manage to get out of that half, but once we did see them, we saw them try and get those shots on, which they were doing, but Pepegas' defense was holding up very, very well in the last 30 seconds of the last game. But now, we need to see Benjamin put it into mid. Switch now with a shot. AM managing to clear it. Can he get into this? He puts a target on shop. Chris once again with an amazing save now. Benjamin to Wavy. Gets dunked by Benjamin. Benjamin now's going to put it mid. Victorson nearly own goaling that. That could have been the scenes, as that would be the first goal on the series.
AM though, close to the halfway line. Chris rotating back on the far side as Benjamin looks for it, trying to carry some defenders away from the play. Victorson looks for AM on the far side, but they don't get linked up on that pass. A little bit of pressure now Domino find themselves under. They know that the Pepegas can strike at any time. It's really turning into a game of cat and mouse, this second game of the series. Which team is going to bite first and make the overcommit? Victorson lifts in a shot. AM gets up for the bump. Victorson gets it back on the line. Switch is going to clear as far as Wavy, who pivots in possession and lays it off now for AM, who goes for the drag past Benjamin. Domino get it back again at the halfway line, and you can sense that they've just taken an extra gear now, looking for the first goal of this game, but the Pepegas are bending and not breaking.
Bending and not breaking, indeed. What an amazing game, especially after the last game. Different play styles that are coming out from Domino Esports. Now Wave with a dunk. Can we see him make a play from that? But Switch is going to try boom that out. Manages to get it over AM. Victorson last. Managed to play it to wall. Getting another touch now. Now Wavy on the offense. Can we see what he can do? But he's getting clarted by every one of Pepegas defenders now. Now we see Pepegas on the offense, but AM's going to shut that down by flicking it to Wavy. Wavy waiting for the shot. Manages to get a pinch into Victorson now with the first shot of the game. Coming out, nearly the first goal of the game. Benjamin on the offense, tries getting a double tap there, but we just see Switch full short of that now. We see Wavy on the offense here, tries putting it into mid, but gets pinched with AM, not something we were thinking we would see. Victorson with a shot, plays it onto the wall. Benjamin looking for the clear, but AM says no. Chris passing it to Benjamin now. Benjamin's going to try play it into mid for a pass, but can't get a second touch into Chris there. Now a big clear from Victorson. Victorson, Wavy, AM missing an open net. What a scene to be failing on the first goal. Now Victorson with a shot that just gets beautifully saved by Benjamin. The defense that's coming out, but now we see an open net opportunity from Pepega, but just gets whisked by Victorson.
Final second ticks off the clock now, and we will have a scoreless overtime. Same as we did between Playing Aliens Nebula and Dutchies Esports about an hour ago. I would be surprised if this one went 4 minutes though. Both of these teams playing very chaotic in their own thirds. There have been plenty of opportunities to score the go-ahead goal, and now it will be a game-winning goal for the side that gets it. Pepegas aiming to go 2-0 up in the series. Domino Esports trying to peg them back and make it 1-1. Ball in the defensive corner for Switch to collect. They've got full boost to work with. AM trying to stop them at the halfway point. Domino will need to be careful defensively. They've left some room in behind. Switch dunked the ball down into the centre off the backboard, using it to the best of their ability. Victorson carries the ball past one defender. Now gets it into the centre, looking for AM to tie the series up for Domino Esports. They take this game in OT.
Yeah, what an OT. AM just lurking in that mid. You know, Pepegas not being able to get anyone to bump with them or annoy AM there, and AM puts in the shot to make Domino Esports tie in this best of 5 here. That was a very interesting game, especially on Domino Esports half in comparison to the last game, where they just weren't on the offense as much, with as much power and dominance as they had in this game. Very much a controlling game on Domino Esports half, wouldn't you say?
Well, one goal in the previous game wasn't going to cut it for them, but it will if you're more consistent defensively, and we just didn't see the clinical attacking from Pepegas in this second game of the series. Maybe they used up a little too much of their offensive juice in the opener of this series. Now we're going to find ourselves in Utopia Coliseum, and it's an interesting location to head to for the third game. Domino Esports should have the momentum going into the remaining games of the series now. Overtime wins will always do that for your team. And it's been a while since Pepegas actually went up by 3 goals with about 50 seconds to go in the first game of the series. They have not scored since then. They're going to want to change that as quickly as possible as Switch gets forward looking for Benjamin on the far side, but Domino Esports block it down.
Yep, Domino Esports definitely blocking it there. This is a very interesting start. Now we see Domino Esports on the offense here. What are we going to see now? Pepegas with a save. Switch tries looking for the clear. Benjamin tries getting that redirect, but just falls short here. Switch on the offense, tries bringing it down into the mid, just can't find the way. Now we see Wavy try looking for the redirect, but just gets shut down by Benjamin. Victorson tries passing it to Wavy, but Switch says no. Now it's AM's time to take a shot onto target. Now Wavy with a reset, but can't do much with it. Now Victorson managing to get the shot off with a pass from Wavy into the defender, falls straight into the hands of Victorson to make this game 1-0 in the game.
Yes, it takes a lot less time than the OT winner in the previous game, but a good start for Domino Esport nonetheless. Victorson has been very active in this series after the defensive mistake they'd made early on. They've been the catalyst for their team's attacking, and now Domino Esports find themselves leading in regulation for the first time in this series. The pressure is on the Pepegas. It's not like they had to come through a series to get to this current stage. They got here by virtue of being one of the higher seeded teams, and I'm sure they will have known exactly where Domino finished in league play. Not your average lower seeded team, a side that actually finished as low as 6th before dropouts occurred. So this would be a big upset if Domino Esport actually won this series, and they're looking good at the moment. Are they on one of these big playoff runs to Championship Sunday?
Yeah, we could be seeing the big run for Championship Sunday, as you're saying. It would be a really big upset to see a number 6 team manage to take it to the Sunday. But now Victorson with an interesting pinch, nearly going into the top corners there. Now Wavy looking for the shot, gets one reset, just can't really do much with it, it's too close to the ground. AM looking for the ceiling shot, but gets shut down. We see Victorson just clarting Chris out of the way. Now we see AM tries cross-map air dribbling, as we could be seeing. But Chris just says no and 50s him onto the ground. Now Benjamin's going to try to take this up the wall. But now we see Victorson trying to take a shot off to Wavy. But Wavy backs out as he's third man.
And so the 1-0 lead remains intact for Domino Esports as we approach the halfway point of Game 3. AM has looked for Wavy with a crossfield pass. Now Wavy trying to cut back inside. And Benjamin has gone the length of the pitch. That one's actually going to go all the way in. The contact comes from well inside their own half, and it's 1-1.
1-1, and that's a very interesting goals out of all the shot opportunities we've seen from Pepega. Esports are just going to make that fall, and now it leaves Pepegas to make it tied up in this game.
From the kickoff, it is possession for the Pepegas as they look to go into the lead for the first time. Benjamin battles back against Victorson, but Wavy has come away with possession. Looked over to the far side for AM. Now Victorson lifts in the shot from distance, and AM redirected it off the backboard. I don't know where that initial shot was headed. It may well have actually been on target, but still they're continuing to link up in midfield and looking for the passing places better than not. So they look the more likely side to take the lead again. AM in front of the net. Wavy has decided to sit back, but now they come into the play. Switch very slow to take that on. Since game 1, Pepegas, they look out of sorts, not really rotating as effectively as they could be.
Yeah, like you were saying, the rotations are a little bit whack here, but you know, if it is still tied in the series, you know, they are making exceptions, and if they are managing to get those goals on the board, then I guess everything will work at the end. But Benjamin leaves it for Switch. Now Switch tries to go for the air dribble, manages to get it in the top bins. That was a really clean air dribble here from Switch, and you know, we have to rate it. You know, AM tries going for a squishy save, but gets it back into the top corner, and it's going to leave 2-1 in the series for Pepegas.
So they look to retake their series lead after Domino Esport had the better start to this game, turning into a very nicely contested affair between these two teams for the neutrals. But who is going to come out on top in the end of this game in Utopia Coliseum? The Pepegas, they opened up a big lead in the first game of the series. Now they're defending a more slender one. It's Chris going for a tight flick, and Wavy had a defensive touch to make. That one's going to get it away to Switch in the corner. Back to the halfway line for Chris. Now there's a chance on the counter-attack on for Domino Esport here as Victorson chases the ball forwards. Chris has got to be very careful defensively as he buys a double commit out of one of his fellow defenders. But his pinch is actually on target, headed in the other direction. Minute to go, end-to-end stuff. Domino still down by 1.
Domino stood down by 1, but we could be seeing that changing as Wavy tries to ping it into ball, but just leaves it for Benjamin to clear it over to Victorson. Now Victorson getting it into Pepega's side. Now Chris with a lot of time, what can he do? Fake flicks it over 1, but Wavy shuts him down, tries putting it mid. Benjamin says no. Now we see Chris on the opportunity, but can't get the touch over Victorson here. Now Switch is going to try play it off the wall. And with a shot opportunity, Victorson tries pre-jumping in, but Benjamin shuts that idea down. Now Wavy here, is he able to make a play? He's not with a little boost, but AM with a shot opportunity, but Switch is just lurking in that front post, which is not what Domino Esports need. They need a goal in the next 10 seconds to make it an overtime like it was in game 2.
Victorson looking forward for AM, who just misses on the redirect contact. Benjamin will be perfectly content to let this touch the ground, and the Pepegas take the series lead back again. winning game 3. They came from behind to did it, and they hold on for a 2-1 victory in a game where they were actually outshot 10-6. Victorson scoring again for Domino Esport, but Wavy and AM not quite as involved in the offense perhaps as they would have liked. When you're taking that quantity of shots, it's around the average that you would expect from a Champions Division team. One goal is not going to cut it in every game of the series. They got that overtime victory, but they need more going forwards.
Yeah, you definitely do need more in this high-level lobbies, you know. Pepegas with a combined 2 shots each to each, that is 6 shots in total, compared to Domino Esports, 10 shots. But that's a lot compared to what they had been in the last game. But we did see Domino Esports try and make that offense as fast as possible in this game, but Pepegas just saw right through it, and you know, they did dominate the lack of rotation from Domino Esports' side, and Domino Esports just weren't managed to claw back that final goal.
So, 2 opportunities for the Pepegas to close out this series and advance to Championship Sunday. Will they get the job done in Beckwith Park midnight, or will Domino Esport take us to a deciding 5th game? Whatever happens in this game 4 of the series, I think it's still a performance that Domino Esport can be decently happy with. It won't be the end for them in these playoffs. If they lose, they'll go down to the lower bracket and still will have an opportunity to advance, but this is definitely the better route to be taken. So the underdogs look to tie up the series once again, having been behind as game 4 is underway, and they are in possession early on.
Very early possession from Pepegas here as Benjamin looks for the double, but Wavy shuts it down as he's lurking on the backboard. Tries taking possession here, manages to get it over Chris, but Chris still managing to get the touch there. Now we see Wavy with a shot opportunity but can't find the angle. Victorson now trying to put it into mid but just falls short. Now we see Aeon with an unfortunate miss. Now Chris looks on the offense. Now what can he manage to pull out? Aeon tries blocking it and manages to get the clear into Benjamin now. Victorson making an unfortunate miss. Chris tries putting it into mid. He managed to do it. Wavy has to break, so he doesn't own goal, but he's on 0 boost. What can he put out of the bag? As we see Switch here putting it into mid. Now we see AM with the shot opportunity, but gets shot down by Benjamin.
Chris cleared down off the ceiling, and this is going to be an awkward one for Switch to take on, but they've done well to receive it. Now from the left wing has an extra player to beat. Can they get past the third as well? A little bit more boost and it might have been doable. Instead it's Domino Esport coming back at them. Wavy with the shot. Locked down in the corner, and there is a wall 1 on the far side that has made this a 2v2 scenario, and that's a big flick from Switch into the roof of the net to make it 1-0 to Pepegas. The clock is ticking now for Domino Esport. They are 3 minutes and 43 seconds away from losing this series.
Yep, as you are saying, you know, they had that rule 1, which is unfortunate, as we do see Switch with that one's main flick into Domino Esports 2-man net there. But can we see Domino Esports claw back another goal to make it tied in the series? That is the question. But and this way, Pepegas looking for the redirect. Switch gets the redirect, can't manage to score it now. Big clear from Domino Esports here. Chris booming it into Domino Esports side as we nearly see him with another touch into the goal, but just fakes out Victorson. Switch tries getting an awkward double tap here. Now we see AM on the offense, tries getting a boom. Chris puts it up. It's going to roll down, but Wavy clears it straight into Switch. The Switch, oh, missing an open net there. Don't think he realised he had an open net opportunity there. But now we see Chris versus Wavy. Chris beats the 50. Now Benjamin off the wall with 23 boost. Tries going to put it into mid. Now Switch with a shot opportunity, but shut down by Victorson. Chris now putting it back into mid. Getting a light touch, getting a reset even, but can't do much with it. Now Domino Esports need to get the ball out of their half to find a shot opportunity. Now Chris with a crucial bump. Switch isn't able to do it, but Benjamin now is going to dominate what Switch couldn't put in the net.
And so at about the halfway point of this 4th game, it's a 2-0 lead for Pepegas, who have had most of the offensive pressure, and Switch has been involved in both of the goals. A solid 50 there to get the ball back, and then the follow-up touch takes 2 defenders out of the play for Benjamin to score, making it 2-0. Domino Esport have got a hefty deficit to rally from, and they're not going to do it with defending like that. Switch may have an opportunity to shoot, but AM steps up to make the block. Domino are going to be very short on boost now. That's a crucial bump from Wavy to free the ball up for Victorson, who carries it forwards only as far as Switch, who went for a quick pass to Chris, but he gets it back again in front of the net. Fakes out one defender, now takes it underneath AM. What a goal by Switch, who has carved open this 4th game of the series to make it 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0 in the series. What a fake from Switch. Now, AM just was not able to find that just absolutely dominant gameplay here from Switch, making a mark for himself in this game 4. Now, what can we see him do again? Now, Steel has possession after that small touch, flicks it over Wavy. Chris zooming in but can't get it over Victorson. Now, Benjamin not really going for it now, leaves it for Switch, the most dominant player on Pepegas these current matches. Now gets a reset, manages to get it into mid, but gets shut down by AM. What an upset here for Domino Esports. I was really thinking they could have clawed this back.
My goodness, Switch has put the fear of God into the hearts of the Domino Esport players at the moment. Every time they're in possession, they look dangerous, and they are giving the defense some problems. 90 seconds left and a 3-goal lead to sit on, and it looks like they are doing some sitting at the moment because Domino Esport have come forwards a little bit. They've got more possession now, but they may well have left it too little too late after the middle stretch of the game was dominated by Switch individually. Victorson trying to change something on the scoreboard, but it's taken back by Pepegas. Benjamin looking to float a shot towards the far corner. AM defends it, still under pressure from Chris, however. Puts another shot towards the middle of the goal. 1 minute to go. Wavy will get it forwards for Domino, but a 3-goal deficit is a hefty target.
A hefty target indeed, and can we see AM managing to get over Switch? Wow, Chris with a pinch off of the crossbar, falls into the hands of Wavy, but Switch just plays that patience card, but can't manage to get it onto target here. Now we see AM with a shot opportunity, but it gets shut down by Benjamin. Domino Esports are really searching for this goal. Now we see Wavy trying to go for a musty double. That would have been a very interesting goal to make it 1-3 in the series here, but just falls short. Now AM looks for the shot, manages to get it up. Now we see Victorson not managing to find that shot opportunity here. Wavy just putting on that pressure, but I think this could be a GG, and Pepegas taking this game.
Yes, a good performance from Pepegas with 7 seconds to go. It looks like they are going to be the victors, and a good solid performance from them to lift themselves into Championship Sunday. They will move on without any significant threat. Domino Esport looked pretty decent in the middle stretches of the series and did at least get themselves a game win out of it, but they will be chucked down to the lower bracket.
Yep, and the lower bracket indeed is where Domino Esports will be sitting after this match. We can't even complain. Pepegas have played a hell of a match, and Benjamin's gonna just solidify one, put a nail in the coffin here, as we see us pass from Switch falling into the hands of Benjamin. And even that goal has solidified why they are in the winners bracket. And wow, this was a very interesting series at least. I really did think after the second or third game performance from Domino Esports, we could have been seeing them claw back, but they just fell short in the last game after Switch popped off in the last 2 games.
And so the Pepegas move on from the winners bracket second round, but their participation in Saturday matches is not done yet. Still one more to come for them, and I believe that is where we are headed next. The seeding round fixtures before the Vortex gets underway later this evening. 2 Simps, 1 Ferry have advanced from winners bracket 2.1 with a 3-1 victory over Dutchies Esports, so they will face the Pepegas in a very spicy seeding round match to determine which of those 2 teams will progress on to the semi-finals. That is going to be coming up in a short period of time, about 5 minutes or so. I am exiting the casting booth. Ginge will be joined by Mikey for the next one, but I'll be back later on. But for now, come back in a few minutes' time.